Welcome to the Dutch Laravel Foundation podcast. This one is for you. Broadcasting live from 2026 Laracon EU.
Right, special, created for this event.
Very nice.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, very nice. I like it.
It is AI.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And that's also, I don't have to introduce you, I guess, to our people over here. So I'm do a deep dive right away, so you can on your tight schedule can follow up. All right, right. So we have like one really important question. First of all, everybody that didn't look at the live stream or not here, look at the talk of Taylor from yesterday, and that you were saying that you're kind of like really confident about the position that Laravel is right now in the situation with all the worlds changing and stuff like that. So with AI and Laravel, and you said, well, okay, that's a cool way to everybody to create new apps like that. So what is your opinion, or can you help us agencies to find out what our part should be in 2026? Because 5 years along, we can so far we can look, of course, but
yeah, it's an interesting question. I think it's like, you can look at it from a few interesting angles, right? I think while many more people will be able to create software, I think this moment of AI-driven software development is also just creating more demand for software in general. And I think there's almost like infinite demand for software, really, just over long timelines.
Right.
And I think that's good for everyone. That's good for agencies. It's good for Laravel, because the more software that is put out in the world, of course, we want lots of Laravel in the world. But it's good for agencies, I think, because there's just more demand for software. I think a lot of this AI movement has sort of got everyone's creative ideas flowing. Yeah. And even if they can't build it themselves with AI, I hope that it's a boost to, the amount of work that agencies are seeing, or the amount of ideas that they're kind of like handling, and building apps for. So hopefully it's good for everyone. Of course, it's very hard to see into the future right now because things are changing so quickly. It feels like I said on stage, even 1 year ago when we did the Laravel Cloud Hackathon, we weren't using any AI. And so here we are 1 year later, and it's just a totally different game. And, we'll see what next year. We'll have to revisit this question next year maybe. But, I think there's another challenge, a people challenge of experienced developers are really good at using AI because they can actually understand the code that is being created. Yeah. They can refactor it. They can reorganize it if they want to. If you're a junior developer, you don't have the industry experience to know, oh, this is bad code, or oh, this is good code. Yeah. So I think it's still going to be very important for people to understand sort of the fundamental concepts of building software. Yeah. And I think that's going to be important for agencies too, from just a hiring perspective, and how they train people is it's still going to be important to know these things, just because you can generate a lot of code with AI. Kind of like I said on stage, you can build like a slop stack with AI really quickly, but that just doesn't scale. No. So I think agencies are going to be important for like actually building scalable, shippable software that's maintainable, because they have the expertise to do so.
All right, thanks. feeling better now. Okay, I promised you that I had 2 questions, right? I came up with the second question. I'm listening to the Laravel podcast as well, and you were telling over there that every day you're looking at the code yourself. So I was wondering, as an entrepreneur myself, with all the things changing in the world, like the pandemic, like all large things, but also within building a company like you do. How do you stay so focused that you can do the things you want to do? What is your secret?
Gosh, I think I'm a pretty disciplined person. Like, I have a pretty certain routine that I like to follow. I do pretty much the same routine every day. Like I get up to my office at roughly the same time. I work GitHub pull requests the same time. Then, I check on Slack and see what the team needs. And then in the afternoons, I try to spend time working on an idea or just following up on something or working on code. But I just have a pretty strict routine that I follow, and I think it's been beneficial for Laravel. I think a big part of being successful in software is just being consistent and just showing up every day. to contribute.
Yeah.
And if you can do that over a period of years, like you will get somewhere, like either in your career or in your project or whatever you're building. So I think that's just been really key for me, is over a period of 15 years, waking up every day.
Yeah.
I think there's only been the longest time I've gone without pushing code to GitHub is something like 3 or 4 days, and I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the longest I've gone in 10 years without pushing code to GitHub. So it's just like long time frame of consistency.
But you don't get distracted or something like
Exactly, yeah. And I think it's, there's a lot of distractions in tech.
Yeah.
Some people might even consider AI a distraction or
Yeah.
whatever. But there's just always new trends, and it's important to be able to just kind of like keep pushing through it, keep building good stuff, learn to like know what is worth your time and isn't worth your time. So.
All right. Well, thanks. Listen everybody up. That's the advice you can get here. Okay, well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, all right. Thanks. Let's do the outro.
Thanks for listening to the Dutch Laravel Foundation podcast. This one is for you.